Hello and welcome to another LogansStory video. Thank you for coming and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Leapfrog.
Hello, my name is Logan Shaw and welcome to LogansStory. Today we're talking about Catch Me If You Can, this next Steven Spielberg Highlight. Thank you for coming and let's get into it. Okay, so there's something in the air that reaches in terms of fraud and exchanging of dollars and cash. In meaning so, there's something that he meets the eyes when you try to impersonate someone that's out of league in some kind. And because of that, there's no other way to say it but this. What if you were in that situation where cash and impersonations were your only get out? Also being cheated by an FBI agent in the midst of it. What does that mean to be in a kind of uncontrollable situation where your tracks keep being covered up, but then being covered up as a result? And that being so, what if something lightly came? What if a new opportunity came to light? What if something new came your way in terms of your talents rather than your hindrances? And due to that, what does that mean to the human eye? What does that do to human emotions? What does that do to the human brain? What does that do to the human heart? If you spend your whole life lying and your whole life chasing, you're going to get nowhere. And it's safe to say that being nowhere is an untraceable amount of turmoil that leads to nowhere. Like I said, what is the most interesting about all this? And how can we meet the nooks and crannies in doing so? Well, let's go into detail. You're cool with being a liar? Cool with being chased? You're cool with being the chaser? You're cool with being, well, an insurmountable amount of success? Well, here's the thing. You're really true to who you want to be at the end of the day. And if you're impersonating people, or if you're in a large sum of debt, you need to make sure you have some sort of backup plan to make sure you can get where you need to be in the truthful part of your life. And whether that be somewhere religious, whether that be somewhere sacrilegious, it's somewhere rather than being nowhere. Because at the end of the day, Frank Abagnale gets what he wants. And even though it's not in his favor, and that's superseding the idea of being, well, a low-down criminal, he becomes a high established man at the end of the day. And because of that, there's no other way to put it than this. Is there a way to be established in terms of this world? In terms of what you can do? In terms of who you are? Are you smart enough? Are you brave enough? Are you healthy enough? Well, to figure that out, application of course. Okay, so when you think about this movie, think about it like this. Is there something that you're missing in terms of being who you want to be? If you're taking up a lot of positions in terms of impersonation, what is the use of doing so, and how can you get out of it? How can you be the one to not be caught? Well, you can't. That's the thing. You're always going to be caught for what you do. But in this case, it ends up being brighter spirits for this person, for Gabrielle. And because of that, there seems to be something bigger and better than ever before when you're talking about something like this. And when you're talking about something like this, it comes to this kind of degree. What does it mean to be lost? What does it mean to be helpless? What does it mean to be smart? And what does it mean to be strong? These things are the most important quotas you can take away from something. Because at the end of the day, you really need to see what it is that is driving you to the purpose of, well, in a situation that you don't want to be in. And to that point, there's a lot of things you can take away from this, but one thing you and I can take away from this is this. What are we doing to suffice ourselves to do what's right? What are we doing to make sure we do what's right no matter what? What are we doing to be in the right position at the right time? Thank you for coming to my application. Let's move forward. Thank you for following the story. Thank you for coming to the Steven Spielberg Highlight. There'll be more highlights in the future, so keep an eye out for those. Also, the mission is 1,000 subscribers. You guys know what you get there behind the share, like, and subscribe button right on the screen. Also behind that bell. Leave a comment if you can too. Thank you again, and peace.